There are reports the Democratic Alliance and the economic freedom fighters are in talks to leave Parliament. Julius Malema made the comments to the public broadcaster. Let's speak to the DA's James Selfe now. He joins us on the line. James, thanks for your time. The big question, is the DA in talks with the EFF to resign from Parliament?
No, that would be overstating it. This idea was mentioned by Julius Malema to Musi Maimane towards the end of last year in passing. And we haven't had any substantive discussion subsequent to that interchange about the possibility of leaving Parliament. But in our view, it would be disastrous to leave Parliament and counterproductive, because what would happen is that the seats of a party that does not take up its positions in Parliament are redistributed to other political parties in a proportionate basis. And in any event, we were elected to the National Assembly to represent the views of our voters, and we cannot simply abandon their mandate.
So, James, even to speak theoretically at this point would be a non-starter?
I would regard it as being a non-starter unless Mr. Malema has a better way of overcoming it. But even if he did, as I said, we would be destroying and letting down the faith of those people who elected us to Parliament to do their business.
Yeah, I mean, the motive in theory would be to dissolve Parliament and launch an early election.
Yes, well, you know, the Constitution is quite clear about the time limits within which an early general election can be called. But in any event, the quorum problem does not arise because, as I say, very deliberately, the Constitution makers made provision for the supplementing of the seats of those political parties who, for whatever reason, chose not to participate in the proceedings of Parliament.
James, before I let you go, I mean, if we're talking theoretically, and we're not sure exactly what the EFF leaders' thinking behind this proposal to the DA leader was, but really what's at stake here is that the DA would lose its ability to hold the ANC to account. It would lose that political clout.
Well, amongst other things, it would lose its ability to influence legislation. And, you know, if the DA and its predecessors were prepared to participate in the pre-democratic parliament, then I could see no reason why it shouldn't participate in the democratic ones.
James, do you intend to take these talks any further with the leader of the EFF? You said it was mentioned in passing back in December. Will there be any talks going forward?
We have regular talks with the leadership of the EFF because, as you know, we're in a co-governance agreement around the country. But this matter has not been formally tabled, and were it to be tabled, we would discuss the matter in the way that we normally do, as between political parties who have mutual respect for one another.
All right, thanks very much for your time. The DA's James Selfe talking to us there about reports that the DA and the EFF are in talks to leave Parliament.